Hi friends, welcome back to my channel again. So in this video we would be discussing more about user management in Salesforce, meaning what are profiles, what are roles, and how we can onboard a user, where to check the license, what is permission sets, what are permission set groups, what are permission set license, and other important things related to user management in this video. So before we start this video, just like the video, comment in the video, and subscribe, and then we can start. So in this video we would be talking in theory first, and then I will show you how that can be done in practically. Then if you have any questions, do let me know through the comment sections. I will try to answer. So basically, what is user management? We all know that we all know that basically Salesforce is a CRM, where data is stored as an object. An object is like a table. Now let's say this is a Salesforce platform, uh, some objects in the data, and it looks like a table. And now what happens is, if it is a Salesforce, we need someone who can use Salesforce, right? The user. For every SaaS product, for every software, we need users to use the product. So in the same way, Salesforce would be having the users. So basically, Salesforce is a tool that mostly sales reps will use. I mean, not only sales rep, especially, Salesforce is like a combination of 18 clouds, if I'm not wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong through the comment section. So we would be discussing more about Sales Cloud and Service Cloud mostly, and Marketing Cloud too. But depending upon our requirement, our understanding, we can use it. So basically, what happens is, you are an admin who would be in charge of Salesforce, and you are the one who would be having access to create a users for sales folks, service folks, and marketing cloud folks. So meaning, when you are giving access to Sales Cloud, the access should be different. When you are giving access to Service Cloud, the access should be different, and for Marketing Cloud, access should be different. So based upon the data or object access, we need to segregate the users, and then we need to onboard them. So there are two ways to onboard it: one manually, two also manually, but using a CSV export sheet. And with the third-party applications also, we can automate onboarding users in the Salesforce. So basically, let's say this is an org. What I would be doing is, I will show you how we can create a users, and how what kind of profile and role we are going to assign them, what are the permission sets we are going to give them. So I will show them quickly here, and then let's read this part theoretically first. So basically what happens is, Salesforce, the leading CRM, has revolutionized the way organization interact with the users, customers, manage data, and make informed decisions. A critical component of Salesforce effectiveness is user management, which involves in setting up and maintaining user accounts. Once you onboard the users, it is your responsibility to maintain them. Like, let's say you have the access to reactivate and deactivate the users as well, to save a license in that way. And we need to check what kind of objects or fields the user is accessing regularly. That would be helpful. And then just we'll go with theory. Just remember the keywords here. I will show them in practically. Why we use why Salesforce user management is important in Salesforce. One, data security. So as I said, there are like three users: Service Cloud user, Sales Cloud user, and Marketing Cloud user. So there are three users, but let's say Sales Cloud user need access to different fields or different objects, and in the same way, Service Cloud users need to have access to different objects and different fields, and Marketing Cloud folks need access to different objects and different fields. And also, it is our responsibility, if let's say in Sales Cloud there is something called opportunity object, that need not to be visible for Service Cloud folks, because Service Cloud folks would be focusing more on tickets, but accounts would be same for all the three, all the three clouds. So in that way, we can define who can view the who can view the field, who can view the who can read, who can write the access, write the objects or fields in a specific object in a Salesforce app. In that way, the data security will lies in. Next, customization. So the reason why Salesforce CRM is popular is because of its customization. You can customize anything. You can create a new app, you can create different objects, you can create different fields, and you can use it as per your requirement. It is like a UI. You can do anything in this playground. I will show you, when we do a small project, that will help you to understand the things more easily. And next, efficiency. So efficiency is something, let's say if a sales user is working on something, he need not to have access to multiple objects, like cases he don't need. And what we call, let's say we have created a custom object called customer satisfaction. This is also sales folks do not use, but you have created this object, and if you are going to give the view and edit access to this sales folks, whenever they launch their Salesforce, when it loads unnecessary data, it will take some time to load. So if we need to improve the efficiency, we need to provide access to the objects and fields whichever Sales Cloud folks need to use. In the same way, it will apply for Service Cloud and Marketing Cloud folks too. So in that way, you need to define what permission set, what kind of access is needed to a specific user. And next, key components of Salesforce user management. So first thing is user accounts. So basically, user accounts are something, there can be multiple hundreds of thousands of users for a single organization, right? So it is our responsibility to create the users and give the necessary access, and also, configure their authentication level, and everything will lies under user accounts. And next, profiles. So profiles and roles are, similar but not same. So I will tell you what exactly it is. So let's take, this is profile A and this is profile B. So these two folks are sales folks, and for these two of them there is someone called manager and there is someone called regional manager. So these two people fall under this manager, and this manager will fall under this regional manager. In the same way, there are profile like profile C and profile D. So these two people will fall under one manager, M2. Let's say this guy is M1 and this is RM2, and these people would be reporting to VP, one VP. So what happens here is, these are called profiles: profile 1, profile 2, profile C, profile B, profile C, profile A, profile B. So all these things are called profiles. So these people are defined as, they can use it. We would be assigning a profile, and these two also profiles. But here the thing is, let's assume these are profiles for, roles for now. So whatever these two users are using, that would be visible to this manager, and whatever these two people are accessing, this manager can use, can see those access. So whatever these two people are seeing, these two people can see it, and whatever these two people are seeing, this VP can see it, meaning this VP has access to all the fields and object whatever these folks are having access. So this PB, PCP, these are called profiles, these are called roles. Just assume like this, but this user also would be having profiles and roles, this user also having profile and roles, in that way. So the least one, the employee, is called profile. Whenever we share the permissions based upon the role, it is called role. So profile defines a permission, what can a Salesforce user do and cannot do. But roles are something, it is a hierarchy based permission access. Whatever the P1 is having access, his manager would be having access to this one. In the same way, it will go on till CEO. So that is why that is the reason. I mean, that is the difference between profile and role. And one more thing, whenever you create a user, profiles are mandatory, but roles are not mandatory. I mean, it is optional. You can assign a role or you cannot assign a role. It is up to you. And next, permission set. So if you remember, I have talked about sales users need not to have access to case, but for some reason, one Salesforce rep needs to have access to a case, but not to his entire team, but not to his profile who is having sales rep profile. So on that case, what he can do is he can create a permission. I mean, we can create a permission set and assign that permission set to this sales rep. When we assign the permission set to this sales rep 1, what happens is this sales rep can have access. I mean, whatever the access we give, read or write or read and write, modify all, whatever the access we give, then he can see those cases. This is how it works. Permission sets, generally permission sets will extend the permissions for a specific users or groups without changing their profiles. So this is how it works. And there is one more concept called permission set groups. So when I say permission set groups, collection of permission sets is called permission groups. Like let's say if you are giving permission set 1, permission set 2, set 3 to sales reps, so he can use these 3. But let's say all these 3 permission sets are collectively into one permission set group. When you assign this one permission set group to sales representative, then he can use it. I mean, he would be having access to all these 3 permission sets. It would be easy concept, and it would be recommended if we are assigning same permissions every time to same users. And one more thing, permission sets can have the potential to override OWD settings or other permission related settings. So that is why permission sets play a key role. And next, data security. So Salesforce offers various features like sharing rule, criteria based sharing, record ownership settings, and control data security. These settings determine who can access and modify particular records. So let's say sales rep 1 is sales rep 1 created a deal, but he wants only himself, I mean owner himself needs the access to see their own deal. So on that case, what we will do is we will go to OWD and we will make it as private. Only owners have the potential to see those records, but other people won't be having that access. And keeping that aside, so we need to do regular audit, role hierarchy optimization. So these are called what I say, these are like never ending processes. Since you are an admin, you have the responsibility to manage your Salesforce environment. So that is why regular audits should be done. How many users are onboarding in a month or in a quarter, and how many of them are leaving the organization where we are deactivating their profiles, and what are the permission sets we have created. If we are given some unnecessary permission sets to user, we would be removing it, because data security is first for us. And role hierarchy optimization. Role hierarchy means when we give roles, basically gives the access permissions in a way of hierarchy management. So this is how it works. And training and onboarding. So let's say if we hire a new sales rep, so it is recommended that we provide training from our end, or else the team would be giving that. That is what it simply defines. And data ownership. So let's say if a sales cloud folks are using some highly confidential data, which is not which is not needed to seen by other folks in any company. I mean, in any of them in the same company. So at that time we will create some sharing rules, business rules, and in that way we can avoid some conflicts. And data backup. So basically data backup is something it is highly recommended, because we never know when when some let's say if someone who has not having any knowledge on Salesforce, if he is going to delete some data, we will run into issues. So it is recommended to have the data backup plan. So now let's jump into the practical here. So just go to your handstand.org. I just rename this to user management for our quick understanding purpose. I have opened it. So this is the Salesforce environment that we were able to see. Now let's see how we can onboard a user here. Just click on setup, just go here. So this is something we all need to know. Like we have talked about permission sets group. Collection of permission sets is called permission sets group. You can define that. And profile sets are something which gives some expanded access for a profile, I mean for an object or fields or reports and dashboards, whatever we need. And profiles are something, it will define what a user can see and what a user cannot see. And public groups, this is something I have not covered, but I will cover in going forward. And queues, so let's say you are using the service cloud. So when some user is filing a ticket, then it will come to a queue from their from their service cloud folks can see the tickets and assign themselves and so serve you. And let's say roles provide access in a way like hierarchy based access. So when creating a user, roles, choosing roles is optional, but choosing profile is mandatory. And next, user management settings. This is a big concept, we will cover it in later. And next, users. So basically this is the place where we create the users. Now let's see, let me click on, let me make a duplicate, I will tell you why. So I just need to click on users. I have clicked on it, and if you see, these are the 4 users that are available in our in our instance or in our environment. So let's say if you want to create an user, you can click the user and you can do it. And let's say if a user is stating that he's unable to access the Salesforce, just come here, check whether the account is active or not. From here, if the account is active, just click on reset password. An email would be sent to the user on how to reset password, password resetting password instructions. And lots of organizations now are using SAML based authentication. So I think they will log in through any of the Okta dashboard or whatever their company has been provided to them. And the reason why I have opened this one is there is something called company information. So it is always a good practice, before you give access to a user, just make sure you know everything what's happening in the company and how many license we are left with. So this is entirely company information related things. How many licenses are there, like how many Salesforce licenses are there, how many charter free licenses are there, all these things. In the same way, there are like permission set licenses. So permission set group are different and permission set license is different. So let's say when you are going to add a package which is paid one, so it will create permission sets and permission set licenses if it is paid. Then on that case we need to add permission set license. And these are not that important, but if you need, you can read more. And then let's create a new user. We have a user called sales, I mean we have one license left. So I can create a Salesforce user here with Salesforce license. So viewer, Careerya, so email. So here is the catch, you can create n number of accounts with same email address, n number of accounts with same email address, but username should be unique. Username unique and email address can be multiple multiple people can use same email address. Like email is one to many relationship. Email same, username. This is how it runs. And SAML is authenticated with username but not email address in Salesforce. And then keeping that aside, uh, let me show. So let me make it as Surya WPG G15 at gmail.com would be my email address. And username came like this, but since we already created a user with this username, let's see how it goes. And title would be like manager for now. You can add anything here. Here the user license interesting part comes in. So these are the licenses available for us. This chatter free we have lots of licenses, but others are we need to see before we before we onboard a user. So we have one license left with Salesforce. Just click on Salesforce and then system administrator 2, and role is here. Let me mark it as CEO. Okay, so this is how it goes, and English, and you can add a manager. So for Okta based or SML based, just uncheck this. But if you are logging in with the username and password, you need to have this. Just click on it and click on save. So we have created a user with this username, but let me see how I was able to create it, because it should not allow me to create. It should not allow where we are running into issues. So I clicked on users, Careerya viewer, we have given this. Okay, if you see, this was the username we have used in the past, but the username is different now. That is how we were able to create an account. So let me click on users. So if you see, here are the permission set assignments, how we can use it. I have clicked on here permission sets. So there are these many permission sets available right now. So let me click on. So this is how you can add the permission sets. And let's see if there are any permission set groups are there. Permission set groups. Let's see. Just try to play around with this. There are no permission sets available. So we'll ignore this. And permission set license assignments. So we have assigned 2 licenses for this, but all these are the permission set licenses. You can assign anything like here, like this. Just save. We can be assigned permission set because we are carry user license doesn't show. So if we are running into issues, it won't allow us to do this. We need to remove them. API, because integration API license only we can use it. So permission set completed, permission set group we don't have any values, permission set license I have shown you, and these are the other things that we would be covering in our future videos. It is not important as of now. And next what we would be doing here is we would be logging in. So when I clicked on generate a new password, we would be receiving an email. So let me click on here. So your developer edition is done. Let me click on this one and reset password. Let me set up some password for this. So one thing here. So let's say, so let's say if you want to launch an organization without the help of hands-on org, now you can directly log in this way. Just go to login.fax, salesforce.com and then enter your username and password. It will push you here. So this is basically what it is, how we can create a users where we can see the licenses. If you see, I have given a license to this guy. I mean, I have used this license. Just let me refresh. Then let's see what we were able to see now. So we have consumed 2 licenses here. So we won't be having any remaining license, but we can create chatter-free licenses based upon the requirement. So this is the user management, friends, and how to assign a permission set rules over here. And what we left with. Okay. So this is how you can create a user, assign a profile and role. So what I recommend is just you also go to your hands-on org and open a playground and try to create 2 to 3 profiles. You can run with, you can go with multiple different user licenses and it will give you a good practice. This is what I can say for now. And that's it for this video, friends. In my upcoming video, I would be creating more videos related to Salesforce. Until then, keep watching my videos, and I would be adding this link in the description so you can take a look and understand the concepts. Thank you and have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.